All right. Stephanie said that assisted physician suicide is the only way for the pain to end, but we have got other choices. There's palliative care. Palliative care is specialized medical care for people with serious illnesses. I got this from the University of Illinois Chicago College of Medicine from the American Medical Association. They counsel physicians to tend assiduously to the pain and discomfort of the dying. The use of more aggressive comfort care measures, including greater reliance on hospice care, can alleviate the physical and emotional suffering of their dying patients that the dying patients can experience. Stephanie also stated multiple state laws are in support of it. There's only 4 states that have legalized physician-assisted suicide. 46 have not. Stephanie quoted a doctor, I think it was, how the terminally ill don't want to die, that they'd stay alive if it weren't for their disease. I read in the New York Times there was a woman named Arlene Wysong. She was 65 years old, and she was diagnosed with terminal lung disease. They gave her 3 to 12 months. She lived 16 by not giving up. She didn't participate in chemo. She didn't go to a hospice. She actually rented a house and big enough so that people could visit her. Your state of mind greatly can, and I'll say can, affect how long you live. All right, let's see. I also have another quote from the New York Times. This is from the Mayo Clinic study with survival predictions. 468 patients in a hospice program were studied. They stopped their treatments to prolong life after being diagnosed with a terminal illness. 20% of those predictions were actually accurate. 80% were wrong. 63 were too optimistic. Stephanie said that they have to be confident enough to request the prescription. In 2012, this comes from the Oregon Public Health Division, 97% of the Death with Dignity Act prescriptions were prescribed to people enrolled in a hospice care. 92% said their loss of dignity, which was why they wanted to partake in the prescription. Your mind state is exactly what makes you get to that point. Nobody wakes up and is like, you know what, I'm done. I'd like to kick the bucket today. I have a problem. It is all of the things that lead up to that. You're in pain. You're not with your family. And you know you're going to die. You've basically lost your hope. But if we put more emphasis on palliative care, more emphasis on the alternatives, and we don't legalize something that gives them a way out, then of course we're going to choose the better option. And we're saying that the better option is obviously to live. The easier option, of course, would be pop a pill and take it a day, or call it a day. But that's not going to help any medical research in progressing. Let's see. The American Medical Association and American College of Physicians are on record opposing physician-assisted suicide. The American Medical Association says physician-assisted suicide is fundamentally inconsistent with the physician's professional role. Permitting physicians to engage in euthanasia would ultimately cause more harm than good. Euthanasia is fundamentally incompatible with the physician's role as a healer, would be difficult to control, and would pose serious societal risks. This comes from the Code of Ethics 2.21. Jenny referenced the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights, Amendment 9. On June 26, 1997, the United States Supreme Court unanimously rejected any constitutional right to terminally ill patients to physician-assisted suicide, so that wipes that argument clean. This comes from the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. Suicide is always as morally objectionable as murder. The Church's tradition has always rejected it as a gravely evil choice. To concur with the intention of another person to commit suicide and to help in carrying it out through so-called assisted suicide means to cooperate in and at times to be actual perpetrator of an injustice, which can and can never be excused even if it is requested. In a remarkably relevant passage, St. Augustine writes, "It is never illicit to kill another, even if he should wish it. Indeed, it is, if he requests it, because hanging between life and death, he begs for help, freeing the soul, struggling against the bonds of the body, and longing to be released for it. It is illicit to even when the sick person is no longer able to live." It comes from the Gospel of Life, number 66. My turn.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know, it's on the schedule. It's on the schedule, so you're gonna have to look at that. Yeah, that guys, I thought you guys resolved that.
After that, you get it like this.